How we doing, kids? We are about to leave Portland over here. I didn't sleep well today. I don't know. I woke up around, well, halfway through my 10-hour sleeper berth, and friggin', excuse me, I'm still waking up over here. I woke up halfway through my sleeper, 5 hours in, right? And I got up and used the restroom and stuff, and then there's a little deli here that's, kind of suffered a little bit through COVID, and their hours are kind of restricted. It's not open on the weekends, and they close at like 4 in the afternoon, which, for a night owl like me, that kind of sucks, I kind of like to have late dinners or breakfasts or whatever the meal is that I'm having at. It's currently 7:30 in the afternoon. But yeah, I had a bacon cheeseburger and some fries and stuff, and did the worst possible thing you could do and went straight to bed. I do worry about my weight and stuff, but I just don't have the discipline to actually follow through with just staying healthy in it. Did I really need to go to bed on 2,000 calories? Oh, and I did have a soda with it too, so yeah, it's 2,000 to 2,500 calories. And I barely work for a living. I mean, why eat that kind of food when I basically drive a corner office and sit in an air-conditioned chair here? And the hardest thing I do is, select gears here. There, that was my workout for the day. We just left the truck stop. I'm gonna pick up a trailer. It's not an empty tonight. I'm picking up a preloaded trailer. It's going back to Reno. According to the rate confirmation, it's only got 25,000 pound in it, so it should be an easy trip tonight. I'll try to save some fuel. When I went to bed today, I think I got done at about 7 in the morning, maybe 8 in the morning. And I was running the air conditioning last night, so the truck was nice and cool. I don't know if you guys can see it, but watch out this side window here, and you'll see some of the homeless encampments here. It's, see all that trash there, and some old motor homes, and I probably should put a camera over the hood and show you what I'm really looking at. Old abandoned strip cars, and it's kind of sad, right? But I went to bed, and hey, there's a couch. You guys want a couch? Jeez. And I need to pay attention to my driving here. I don't know why I'm saying we. No, I went to bed this morning, and the truck was cool enough. But it was nice in Portland. It's 65 degrees when I came in, so I just put my CPAP machine on and went straight to sleep. And a napkin. I love how fast this truck is when it's bobtail. I hit 60 miles an hour in like 7 seconds. I'm derailing my conversation today. Like I said, I didn't sleep well, and first thing I got in this morning, I shut the truck down and put my CPAP machine on and went to bed. And the only reason I woke up at noon is because I started sweating and stuff. You know, you parked in the sun. And even though it's 65 degrees outside, 70 degrees outside, sitting in the sun, the interior of the truck got very hot, very nasty. Wasn't happy about that at all. And part of my discipline issues with relating to food and all that is food for me is directly wired to comfort. So when I'm uncomfortable, when I'm depressed, when I'm sad, when I'm happy, when I am, you know, pretty much any mood at all, it's like, hey, let's eat. I might be some of it from the way I was raised. You know, mom loved to cook, and you know, we were that upper middle class American family. You know, Dad was union, and all of my happiest times as a child really seemed to hover around the fact that you know, food, you know, family reunions, summer barbecues, you know, going to a restaurant. Like all my happiest times were intertwined with the consumption of food. So I mean, today, you know, just look at any truck stop and how you could just go there. Like if you're literally thinking, oh man, I just want to eat something healthy. There are healthy options there. I'm not going to say it doesn't exist, but it's very limited. And I remember, I'm going to say about 2013 when I started going over the road and stuff. The truck stops kind of made a big push for bringing healthier food in, and you started seeing these pre-made salads and these little food cups or fruit cups and meat and cheese cups, and you know, and you walk up to pay for your 5 pounds of gummy bears or whatever you got going on over there. Oh, that sun. I think I'm wearing my hat. I haven't worn this hat in a while. I like it. My dad used to wear a hat like this, so I went back to sleep after having lunch today. You know, the worst thing you could possibly do, right? Sleep on a full stomach with 2,500 calories in your belly. And I don't like to eat right before I go to sleep because I get nightmares. And this one that I had involved my dad. He passed away in 2009? Was it 2009? I feel bad that I don't remember that, you know. Maybe it's part of... There's the trailer I'm looking for. Maybe it's part of, I don't know, growing up and growing away from the trauma of losing your parents, you know. You kind of forget the day they died. But in this dream, I was I remember I was holding my phone and I had some kind of anxiety going on where I needed to contact my father. And I was so pissed because he wasn't answering his phone. And I'm kind of a man of few words, even though I'm currently rambling at you. I don't talk to too many people, and I don't like the sound of my own voice, kind of thing, you know. But so when I call somebody, I kind of expect them to respect the fact that I don't like talking to them. Isn't that fucked up? But I was so upset that my dad wasn't answering his phone. And I can't help but think that, you know, maybe deep down subconscious, that's part of the anxiety that I'm going through now as an adult. The trailer I'm looking for is 620265, and it's sitting over here. So let's get her hooked up and get back to Reno. I overslept today on purpose. Just kind of needed to bank some sleep. But getting back to, you know, being upset that my dad wasn't answering his phone. It's like, yeah, he'll never answer his phone. Losing my parents, and then, you know, my marriage going to shit, and just all the crap that I've been through the last few years. Last year I found myself visiting Mom and Dad's grave. It's out there in Fallon, about a mile from the house. Found myself visiting the grave too much. 2 or 3 times a week, you know. And it just wasn't healthy. It kind of, a few months ago, I kind of spiraled out of control on it, and that's part of the reason I've been trucking as hard as I have been, at least this last 3 to 4 months. Let's click this trailer in. I'm too lazy right now to dump my airbags, so I'm just gonna get in there and give it a little click. That wasn't enough. My fifth wheel's adjusted a little too tight, so I gotta hit it. Oh God, that was awful. But yeah, I stopped visiting the grave so much, and just kind of last few months concentrated on working and kind of staying away from home, and yeah, I'm sorry to kind of be kind of a downer right now, but I don't know what I'm going through. But I need to talk, so I am going to force you to listen after you've subscribed and liked this channel, right? Let me catch you kids later, okay? Pay my bills. Coffee and coffee-related products. Let's check the seal real quick and see how far my microphone picks me up, huh? Because that camera, you know, back there, that's, what, 60 feet away? By the time I walk to the back of the trailer here. I don't have the wind protection on my mic, so hopefully you didn't hear that breeze. It's kind of nice here in Portland right now. A little humid. Let's see. 685 is my seal, and it matches the paperwork. So, we are good to go. I've got to lie down on the trailer, but I checked the wiring connector and it's fucked. I'm not going to sweat it too much. There's only one scale house that I have to go through. And this time of night they're not too bothersome. Well, that was quite dangerous. I sat there with the brakes released. I aired up the I was airing up the trailer and didn't set the parking brake on the truck. Man, I could have totally like died. Back at FedEx ground, a lot of people used to get injured that way. You get in a hurry and you just release the brakes on the trailer to air up the set, and if you forget to set the brakes on the truck, you could potentially kill yourself. You know, the truck roll you over. That did happen a few times, I've heard. So yeah, always make sure your brakes are set when you go wandering around a semi-truck. So the bills look okay. I'm going to call in and let them know I got the trailer. I'll catch you kids in a little bit, okay? I'm writing a song all about you. A true song as real as my tears, but you've no need to fear it, 'cause no one will hear it. Fat guys singing sad songs aren't trending this year. It's a good thing that I'm not a star. You don't know how lucky you are, but my record may say it, no one will play it. Fat guys singing sad songs aren't trending this year. Let's go. Actually, I can't go. I gotta do a official government business here called a pre-trip inspection. I've already done my walk around, checked the truck. I got a light on the trailer, but I'm not that concerned about it. Oh, I should be. I should just call dispatch and be like, I'm not taking this trailer till it gets fixed. But I don't know. A big part of trucking is knowing that sometimes you just gotta shut your mouth and just do your goddamn job. The on this bill of lading, they wrote down the trailer number wrong, and I just wrote it down wrong in my pre-trip. Son of a bitch. The trailer is 265. 265. It is a load of coffee-related product. You could probably guess what giant coffee conglomerate it's for. With their blood coffee beans. So yeah, we're all pre-tripped. I am going to put in my destination, even though I know exactly where I'm going. To the point where I know every bump in the road. I know every turn. I know where I'm going. And it is currently, I'm going to say 564 miles from here. Oh, I was wrong. It's 561 miles. My arrival time will be 6 in the morning. So I've got kind of a long night ahead of me. My pre-trip's fine. I ain't too worried about it.
You have 8 hours and 0 minutes of remaining drive time.
I have 8 hours and 0 minutes of remaining drive time. Let's make like a tree and leave. Let's make like a baby and head out. Kind of nice out here in Portland right now. It's a little humid at 7:58 p.m. Outside conditions, it is 89 degrees. Like I said, it feels like about 60% humidity. I should probably look it up and, you know, be honest with the weather facts. But it's kind of nice out there. I wish it was nice enough to sleep without the air conditioning going. That would make me so happy. You see here in the background a lot of homeless people just living on the streets. Not necessarily homeless if you're living on the street, right? You know, they got their home. There's an old Itasca Phasar. Man, if you're into classic motorhomes that don't have running engines and more than 2 tires that are properly inflated, this is Portland's a gold mine for that right now. It's quiet. What, 7:30? Well, no, it's 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock at night. There's no traffic out here. Just taking my time. Not too much of a hurry. My truck's not hot, but you heard the fan kick on. It's because the air conditioning's running. It's a pretty nice truck though. It just turned. It's a 2016. It has 496,000 miles. I'm gonna roll up that window. It's kind of loud. Yeah, it's a good truck. Number 1980, the year I was born. And she is nicknamed Mel. And like I said, she's been a good truck to me. I had some maintenance issues here the last couple weeks, and it wasn't anything, it was just some oil leaks. It wasn't anything major. But it took, I don't want to cut that guy off. I could have though. Yeah, it took a little over a week to get the truck worked on. I had a leaking crankcase ventilation and a leaking oil pan, and it sounds kind of brutal. I only got drive in it here for a mile or so. What kind of truck is that? Toyota Tacoma. He had it all tricked out. It had brush guard on it. It had a visor. Had all the cool crap you can get from J.C. Whitney. And it was a 2-wheel drive. Oh, people in their Toyotas. I used to work at Toyota. I went to school in Phoenix, Arizona at Universal Technical Institute. And went through their automotive and diesel program, and so I was going to school full-time, and I was also working full-time at a Toyota dealership. This is 1997 to about 2000. Worked at Camelback Toyota. And let me tell you what, that was that was a good time to be working at Toyota. You know, the original Supra was still around. The little MR2 Turbo was still around. The Celica was still around. I mean, you know, they came out with the Tundra. Like, that was, I'm not sure if it was a golden age of Toyota, but man, they had some cool cars. You know, even the Camry was cool, and you could get one with leather and a TRD package and a supercharger. And there's people protesting over here. I'm kind of sunblind, so I don't know what their signs say. Honk if you something. I'm so blind I can't find my horn. Let's use my my Sun screen, my Sun visor. But yeah, I worked at Toyota there in 97, 98, 99. And Toyota owners were an interesting bunch, you know. It's, and I'm sure other manufacturers have this too, but there's a select group of people that are so religious to that brand. You know, Toyota can do nothing wrong. Or, you know, you look at somebody that has the means to buy a new car, and there's no other manufacturer that exists. You buy that Toyota because you know it's going to last. And that mentality is still around today. I mean, look at the prices. And even the used prices on Tacomas and Tundras and stuff like that, they really, really hold their value. And, you know, keep in mind, I was going to school to be a mechanic, so I understood how things were made and the technology and stuff behind them. And the thing about Toyota, I mean, at least back then, they did nothing risky as far as the computers or you know, the way the cars were made, or because like their fuel injection systems and stuff were 10-year-old technology back in 97. You know, there's nothing fancy about them really. It was just stuff that worked, which was kind of shocking because about that time the Prius came out, and you know, other manufacturers absolutely hated that car. And they started pushing this narrative that that Toyotas were having. Remember the runaway Toyotas? It started with the Prius, and it started with the Camry, and you know, do you guys remember that? And I honestly believe that, you know, yeah, there were some isolated incidents, and some of them were the floor mat got stuck underneath the pedal, or something like that. I really think it was the other manufacturers just trying to put the hurt on Toyota. And it's like, you know, you turn on the news and you know, Kent Brockman's like, yo, Toyota Prius kills 5 in a runaway accident, sponsored by Ford. Yeah. You know, everything kind of had that vibe to it. But Toyota took a big risk with the Prius, and you know, getting out there with that hybrid technology. And you know, the Prius is the joke. You know, everyone says, oh, Prius is in my way, but if you've ever driven one, they're actually quite nice. I have no complaints about a Toyota Prius. But yeah, Toyota owners were kind of weird. I remember there was a lot of people that could not stand their seat moved in any way whatsoever. You move somebody's seat and they would freak, you know. And I've always been kind of a bigger guy. Back then I was, you know, I'm over 3 right now, but back then I was 220, I think. You know, God damn, I was a sexy bitch. We. I don't know why I say we all the time. Well, I'm including you in this story, so I'm gonna go ahead and say we. These customers would freak out if you moved their seat, and I'd look at this like little Corolla, and the seat's pushed all the way into the airbag. I can't fit in there, you know? So I'd do my best to put the seat exactly back where I found it, because at that time I was a service porter, and you know, I've got to move the car off the drive, park it in the back, get it ready for the mechanics, you know, the seat covers and all that crap. But yeah, customers would get so irate, and I remember my manager at the time, you know, he says, you know, I know you're getting tired of hearing it too, but I'm getting tired of customers. And it was this one specific customer that she maintained her car methodically. I mean, she was in every 3 weeks for an oil change, no matter what the mileage was. You know, she was changing her oil at like 1,800 miles, and the car was always spotless, and you know, there wasn't a hair, you know, no dandruff, you know, no fecal matter on the steering wheel. But man, if you moved her seat, God, she would get irate, and I'm never coming back, and I'm going to speak to your manager and all that stuff. So, you know, my manager goes, you know, I'm really tired of having to deal with this. So the next time she comes in and does this, you know, next Wednesday at 9 a.m. Yeah, we knew when she was coming. I'm gonna fire you on the spot. You know, just you know, play it up, and you know, just go get lunch and come back. And I was like, okay. And hope you guys can see a little bit of the Willamette River here, and there's some cargo ships getting loaded. So she comes in, and I had done my best to put her seat right exactly where I found it and all that. And she went in to complain. You know, she was yelling at the service managers or service writers, and then of course, you know, it went up the chain, and they're yelling at my boss, the service manager. And he announces over the PA for me to come into his office right now. You know, and it was funny, like everybody at the dealership was looking at each other and then looking at me. You know, and of course, service managers like, ooh, you need to talk to the principal, you know. And so I get into the office, and she's sitting there, arms crossed. You know, the Karen frown, the perma frown that Karens have. It's rude to call them Karens. I always love that name, and I've never had issues with Karens. Karens are nice women and hot, especially with all that white woman liberal rage. Oh geez, I went political. We're sitting in the office, you know, my manager's like, did you move her seat? I don't know how many damn times I'd have to write you up for this, but you're fired. Get your shit and just go. And you know, I rip off my shirt, you know, it said Camelback Toyota all over it. I rip it off, I throw it on his head. Fuck you, I don't need this fucking job. I don't have to take shit from this bitch. I'm gonna go back to my trailer park, and I have to explain to my 5 kids that this bitch cost me my fucking job. You know, just threw a big old tantrum. Went walking outside, and you know, my boss at the time, he's chasing me out, and he's like, yeah, that's right, you never come back ever. You're fucking fired, you're through, you know. And all the service managers are looking at each other like, oh, or service writers, they're all like, oh my God, what just happened? And you know, and I'm throwing a tantrum, and fuck you, man, I don't need this job, man, you know. And I'm halfway across the dealership there, you know, not wearing a shirt, And the lady that was in charge of sales, well, one of the managers, I'll never forget her. Her name was Kim. I got a funny story about her too. She comes running up to me and she's like, oh my god, did you really just get fired? I'll make sure you don't lose your job. And she's all in tears and this big, and keep in mind the Karen that reported me, she's just, we turned that Karen frown upside down. She was smiling ear to ear, like, yeah, got that guy fired. So yeah, I went out to my car, and luckily I had a UTI uniform shirt, went and had lunch and came back about 30 minutes later, and my bosses, they were still laughing, and that manager Kim comes up and she's like, we didn't know you were kidding. Everybody in the sales department was freaking out, and this is back before cell phones and cameras and all that stuff. That would have went viral. But yeah, she was like, don't ever do that again. And it's funny because Kim gave me a title. Keep in mind the Toyota Tundra had just come out, and it was a cool truck, but there was a certain, well, I'll just say it, strippers loved those trucks. That was the universal stripper truck, They loved those trucks. They drove beautiful. It was as close to a Camry pickup truck with a V8, But and they would get the gold package. They'd get all the emblems done in gold, and they would put these bras on the front. Back when we had padded bras on the front of a car. You don't see that anymore. They do clear bras now. But none of the mechanics wanted to install those things. It didn't pay nothing. And Kim saw me out there installing one for a customer once on a Camry or something like that. And she said, you're pretty good at that. And I was like, yeah. It's, and she goes, well, I'll give you $20 for every one you install for me, and I'll just call you the bra technician. And I was like, fine with me. So 2 or 3 times a week over the PA system, Kim would say, bra technician to service, bra technician to service, and I'd go marching up, and of course, the strippers with their fake boobs and all that stuff and their Tundras would come up, and all the salesmen would be looking like, that's the bra technician. How the hell do you land that position? And I'd install bras for strippers that bought Toyota Tundras with gold packages and tinted windows. Yeah, I kind of wonder what strippers drive now. What's the cool stripper car? That's got to be, well, yeah, it's got to be a Mercedes or a Lexus, but is it the Jeeps? It's probably a Jeep Wrangler, or a Gladiator or something. I don't know. The things you think about when you're just driving a truck through Portland, trying to go home. We're on the I-5. We are 550 miles from home. Well, that's if I consider the drop yard home. Been sleeping pretty good in the truck lately, and I'll probably, when I get back, I'll probably sleep in the truck for a few hours. the truck's been getting worked on here the last couple weeks, and I didn't ride my new motorcycle. I hurt my knee, I twisted it or something. And I don't trust riding a motorcycle with a hurt knee. So I parked my Land Rover at an undisclosed location. Why am I yawning? I'm awake. Come on now. But yeah, I've got to pick up the Land Rover and figure out where I'm going to park this thing. And thanks for watching. Hope your kids are doing good. Hope you're being safe, and I'll catch you later, huh?